All right, welcome to our training on assigning technicians for appointments. Now, I know what you might be thinking. Scheduling, right? But what we're about to cover is so much more than that. This is a skill that, when you get it right, can completely transform our customer experience. This isn't just about filling a calendar. It's about being strategic. Let's get into it. So every single time you assign a technician, you are standing at a fork in the road. On one side, you've got intentional assignment. That's the path to smoother jobs, getting things fixed way faster, and building real trust with our customers. And on the other side, well, that's random assignment. And that path leads straight to repeated work, confused customers, and just a massive waste of everyone's time. The choice you make right here has real consequences.
To make sure we're always taking the right path, here's our roadmap for this session. We're going to cover why this all matters so much. Then we'll get into the absolute core rule, continuity. After that, we'll talk about special cases, communicating with the team, mistakes to avoid, and finally the big principle that ties this whole thing together.
Okay, let's jump right into section 1, why assignment matters. And just like it says there, this is about so much more than just plugging a name into an empty spot on the schedule. Think about it. Every single assignment decision sends out ripples. It directly hits the customer's experience, how efficiently the job gets done, how productive our technicians can be, and you know what? It even affects the company's overall performance. It all starts with the choice you make.
So, let's move on to section 2. Now listen, if you only remember one single thing from our time together, please make it this. We're talking about the core rule, continuity. This is the foundation for everything else. So I'll just ask you straight up, what is the single most important, unbreakable rule when you're assigning any kind of follow-up work? And I mean anything. A recall, a parts installation, or just going back to finish a tricky diagnosis. What's the rule?
Here's the answer, and it is absolutely non-negotiable. Follow-up stay with the original technician, period. That's it. This isn't a suggestion, it's not a nice idea. It is the rule, and it's the foundation of our entire system.
So, why are we so strict about this? Well, it's just common sense, really. The original tech already knows the job. They've seen it, they've thought about it, they know the history. This means they don't have to repeat work, and for the customer, it feels consistent and professional.
Now, just for a second, put yourself in the customer's shoes. They're waiting for a follow-up, and a totally new person shows up at their door. Their first thought is going to be this right here. It immediately makes us look disorganized and makes them feel like they're starting all over again. We have to prevent that feeling. Okay, so that brings us to section 3, handling special cases. Because look, I get it. You're probably wondering, are there ever any exceptions? The answer is yes, but they are incredibly rare. Reassignment must always be the exception, never, ever the rule. And these are the only valid reasons to break that continuity rule. 1, the original technician is just not available. They're sick or on a well-deserved vacation. 2, the job has changed and it now needs a different specialist. Or 3, in very rare situations, there's a known issue between that specific customer and tech. And let me be clear, the schedule is tight is not a valid reason.
Now, when one of those valid reasons does pop up, we don't just wing it. We have a strict protocol. First, you confirm the reason is actually valid. Second, you have to tell the new technician, hey, you're the second person on this job. Third, you make sure they review all the job history before they walk out the door. And finally, you call the customer and explain honestly why there's a different person coming.
Which is the perfect lead-in to section 4, communicating with your team. Because your role here is to be the bridge, to make sure that handoff of information is absolutely seamless every time. I want you to think of this like you have 2 different modes in your brain. For a brand new job, you're in logistics mode. You're thinking about the schedule, the location, pure efficiency. But the second you see it's an existing job, you switch modes. You become a historian. Your first move is always to check the history and prioritize continuity.
And here's a pro-level tip. Even if a return customer calls with a completely new problem, something totally unrelated to past work, you should still try to send them the same technician they had before. Why? Simple. That trust is already built. The relationship is there and it makes the whole experience so much smoother.
This right here, this is a critical mindset you have to have. Your job is to arm that technician with all the information they need to walk in and win. You can never, ever just throw a job at them and assume they'll figure it out. Good notes and a clear handoff are what set them up for success. And when you talk to the customer, the confidence you have in our system, well, it's contagious. They should hear it in your voice. They should hang up the phone thinking, wow, this place is organized. They really have a system. That feeling of confidence is absolutely priceless.
All right, on to Section 5. Common mistakes to avoid. It's so important to know how the system can break down, because that's the best way to make sure it doesn't happen on your watch.
These right here are the system killers. Every one of them is a direct violation of what we've been talking about. Reassigning follow-ups just because? That breaks our core rule. Ignoring job history? That forces everyone to start from scratch. And just assigning based on an open slot? Well, that's just a recipe for chaos. It's random assignment, and we know exactly where that leads.
And that brings us to our final section and really the whole point of this, the final principle. This is all about understanding your true role in delivering professional, top-tier service.
So let's redefine what you do. Technician assignment is not just scheduling. It's not data entry. It is a core, strategic part of delivering a consistent and professional service experience to every single customer. A strong CSR isn't just filling slots in a calendar. No. A strong CSR actively maintains continuity for our customers. They protect the efficiency of our technicians, and they are the ones who keep this entire system working smoothly. You are the guardian of that system.
So I'll leave you with this final thought. Assignment is not scheduling. It is service. Every single decision you make is a direct reflection of our company's commitment to quality. Make it intentional, make it consistent, and make it professional.